Good morning. It's the Saints man. Small van driver on the CX. It's Sunday the 25th, 20 past 11. I don't know when this will come out, whenever it downloads. This is the week in the life from last week. Again, going to cut it short as I can. Fuel went up last week. My cheapest fuel last week, including VAT, was 145. But at the pumps around Northampton, it's at 153, 154. So the saving is 8-9 pence a litre. So it's still better than paying pump prices, but there's probably cheaper cards, but I'm sticking with the UK Fuels fast fuel card at the moment. I've got two others and they're slightly more expensive, but I'm knocking them on the head because the BP one I haven't used for 10 months and I do pay £1.20 a month. I know it's only 12 quid, it's over 10 months, but just pointless. Anyway, quickly, it was an alright week. It was saved by one big day, one long day, which happens. And I tramped out one night in a hotel, mind you. Yeah, cheap hotel. It was all right. Monday, I did 3 jobs, and it was a struggle. I got saved on the last job. I did a job for the guys down the road, which is an early start. Got me to Peterborough, and I did 2 drops in Peterborough Bourne. And then I picked a job up from St Neots to Peterborough. I had to travel, did the mileage of virtually to where I was. And then I got a Huntingdon, a chip in Norton. So it was an okay day. Just short of target. I had stacks of waiting time. It's waiting time. Hanging around, waiting for jobs. It's the title of the video is waiting, waiting and waiting. I think I waited for jobs. This is the most I've ever waited in a week. About 13 hours waiting, trying to get a job, not being able to, being undercut, no job to get around. So it was like that. But okay, Monday, it was okay. Tuesday, I couldn't start early. I had the dentist at 9, and then I did get a job quite quickly, pick up at 10 o'clock. And I took that down to Swindon and struggled to get a job. And I got a job Swindon to Bath, which in hindsight I shouldn't have took because it's a poor area. But I thought if I get up to Bristol, I'll hopefully get something back. I had to get back, so I booked a job in Wednesday. So I shouldn't have really took the Swindon to Bath. I should have waited and tried to go back up near home. In the end, I parked at Bristol and I drove home. Simple as. Which is not good. It's terrible, pence per mile, but it has to be done. It wasn't a very good day. It was my worst day of the week by miles. So again, well under target. Wednesday, I got the job booked in the morning, first thing, which was a good job. It was an early start from the guys down the road, and it was 2 hospitals. Ended up in Colchester, and then looking around for a job. And I managed to pick a job up again. I had to wait 3 hours in Colchester. Nothing. There was nothing around. I ended up travelling to Haverhill, which was 20 miles away, but it's a hell of a windy road to get there. And I got a job to Hales Owen. And I'm glad I took it because Hales Owen, Midlands, West Midlands, more chance to get the job out of there, which it happened because when I got to Hales Owen in the 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I picked a job up delivering to the next day from Hales Owen, going to Lincoln, which I was in a quandary whether to go straight to Lincoln. I'd only got 1 box and tramp because I hadn't got enough money for hotels, although I'd gone over target. But I still didn't want to hotel it at 40 quid because it would have brought the money under target. But it was too cold to tramp. I worked out the mileage home and I worked out Northampton to Lincoln and it worked out okay. So that's what we did. We went home. We picked that job up, 1 box, took it home, and that was Wednesday, over target. So, and pence per mile, good. So Wednesday was good. Then I had Thursday, which was the day that saved me. I had to be in Lincoln for 8:30, which I did. I left home at 6:15 actually. Got the Bible again. And yeah, got to Lincoln. And there was a job on there from Lincoln. I got Lincoln at 9. I delivered by 9. I was parked up in Asda. Was I in Asda? Yeah, I was in Asda. Yeah, I was in Asda. No, I weren't. That's a lie. I was in Tesco car park. Well, whatever. I was in a car park in Lincoln, and a job come on, but it weren't picking up till 2:30 in the afternoon to Cardiff. And I worked it out. If I priced it uh, and got it, it will put me over target, and it's an easy run down to Cardiff. It's just nice and simple. So I quoted quite high on it, what I thought was quite good money, and got it straight away. Literally straight away. It was going to be a pallet, but then I've got 5 hours to kill. 5 hours in Lincoln, which would have been great. I could have gone to the cathedral, could have gone to museums, whatever, but it bucketed down the rain. So I decided to try and get a job, which I did. I got a job from Lincoln to Worksop. Small job, quite high. There was no driver in Lincoln, small van at the time, and I got it. So it's to Worksop. So I picked up in Lincoln, took the job to Worksop, and drove back to Lincoln, had some lunch, and went and picked up the pallet. So it paid for my hotel because once I'd picked the pallet up to go to Cardiff, I then booked the hotel in South Wales. Good tip. If you've got a job booked in and it's a long distance, don't book your hotel or book it on a flexi where you can get shot of it for no money. Don't book your hotel till you've actually got the load on. I've done that once before where I've done a long distance job a couple of years ago and thought, oh, that's great, got that. And booked a hotel, and when half hour before I was just about to do a job, it got cancelled. So you cancel the hotel, you have to pay if you haven't got a flexi booking. So good tip. Wait till you've got the job on the back of the van, then look for your hotel. Which is what we did. And we got a hotel Thursday night in Bridgend. I got the job delivered in Cardiff. I've been to the place before, and I got a hotel in Pennycoed in Bridgend. And on the way, I'd set my home location once I got the hotel for Bridgend, and I got a job for the Friday back from Bridgend, pick up 7 o'clock to Grantham. And that made, so my week was sorted. I'd worked out the money I would hit target by doing that job. So all good. Long day, Thursday. There was still a lot of waiting time because obviously 5 hours, but it was okay. Friday, I dropped off, stayed in the hotel, travel lodge, 34 quid, 34.99. Let's call it 35. It's okay. It was got the Harvester next to it. I got some food from a supermarket. It tied me over, and it was clean. It was fine, and I'll pay that. I'll pay 40 quid for a hotel. This time of year, I'm not tramping. It's still too cold. When it's not too cold, I will tramp. But until then, hotel. So Friday, we left the hotel at Upper Six. I was 3 miles away from the pickup. Picked it up 7 o'clock. It was about 10 past. Pallet back to Grantham. It was outside Grantham. It was in Belton, and it was quite a difficult place. There was loads of security, and all it was drivetrain place. But yeah, you had to go get your lanyard and read computers, all that. But it was alright. And I decided that sod it, I'll just drive home. I'm done my money, and I was 51 miles from home. There was nothing coming out of Grantham. I could have sat there. I did sit there for half an hour at the services on the A1. I went back through Stamford to Corby that way, and didn't pick anything up. And to be honest, I wanted to visit my auntie, so I finished by 1 o'clock. Done. So I had half a day really. But the whole week, my duty time from start to finish was 54 hours, which is mad. But my waiting time, I should write it down accurately. I think it was about 13 hours of just sitting around doing fuck all. The van's never been so clean inside because I like to keep busy. So I was cleaning the inside of the van, but the weather was pants. You couldn't even go for a bloody walk or do something, or you couldn't. Yep. Yeah, you lost you. So yeah, it was a lot of hours hanging around. I did 33 hours driving, which is pretty normal. 1,560 miles all in, every mile. Every mile. Money was 948, which is below a grand, but then when you add your VAT on and take off your 10%, it comes out at 1,023. That's paying the VAT man is 10%. So I'm over a grand, which in February I'm going to take. I'm going to say that's okay. Wasn't as good as the week before, but it was still okay. It works out my per day is £204.76. That's over 5 days. But it's a lot of hours. It is a lot of hours. You know, you think about it, you're doing 55, so 11-hour days average, and you're on 204. Time you take off everything, you're working for about 14, 13 quid an hour, probably, because it's with your costs and all that. But waiting time was a killer last week. I've got nothing booked in tomorrow yet. I did have a look. I've got a couple of quotes. I had a couple of quotes in, didn't get one, but it's all about the waiting. Got to cut the waiting time down. Is there lack of work? There's more drivers. I don't know, but that's all it is. As you can see, I'm banished to the kids, the grandkids' bedroom when they stay. There's one bed. I'm on the other. I'm on Callan's bed. Harry's is over there. And so when they stay, this is their room. It's nice and quiet. And that's it. We're all doing well. I've had a couple of questions. I've had one question come in asking me, it just started. I can't think of the name. I never can, sorry. But it's, can I show you how to use the app? I might find that tricky because my phone is, that's where the app's on, the mobile app. I'll perhaps have a look to see if I can. Pete the Courier, there's one from him. If you go on Pete the Courier's video and say how to use the app, on one of his old videos, he's got how to use the mobile app. But I will have a go at it, see if I can do something with it. It is quite simple. It must be because I can work it. But I will try and get something out there this week about it. Again, any questions, anything like that, get in touch with me. Please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost a penny. You can hear me waffle, talk bullshit and crap if you want. Great. We are going to try and do different videos. I said I would do different videos. Someone asked me, could I do a video on my motorbikes? I think it was Clive. It might have been Clive. It's going to end up being one motorbike, so I'm going to sell the big silver one when the weather's better, when I get it out, because we're not touring on it this year, or we ain't going to tour. And I'm going to keep the quick one, the Blackbird. But I'll do a quick video on it to show you what they are. If that's what interests people, that's fine. Fuel's gone down next week, and it's gone down threepence a litre. So next week's slightly cheaper fuel. Hope you all have a good week. The weather, please stop raining. We've been on flood alert on here. We're on billing on the aquadrome, as you know, on the holiday park. We've been on flood alert. We've been evacuated twice this year. At the moment, it's absolutely fine. They're going to do something about it. They've got a task force now to sort it out. So it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. We are on a flood plain. Northampton Nen Valley is a flood plain, and they would flood it to stop flooding industrial and houses. So that's what it is. Anyway, like I say, have a good week. Trying to cut the video short, so I'll say ta-da. Cheers.